Well, all I can tell you for sure is a real honor and a pleasure for me to be here at IU. I love the Big Ten. This is my second or fourth time that I've been in the Big Ten, all depending on how you count it. And my father was born and raised in Canton, Ohio, so I followed the Big Ten for most of my life. And they have a chance to come work for Coach Allen. It's been fabulous. He matches all the thoughts I want, and I'm really excited about getting ready to come here and get this team going where everybody wants it to go.
Pete, go ahead. Pete, why don't you say who you are and who you work for?
Coach, Pete DePremio, I'm with IU Athletics.
Okay.
And first off, when it comes to the kind of running backs you're looking for, what attributes do you recruit for, do you think really makes an ideal running back?
Well, I've learned that from the running back spot, they come from all sizes, all shapes, all forms. Really big, strong, or really smaller, quick, fast guys that score a lot of touchdowns, protect the ball and protect the quarterback. Those are the guys that I'm looking for to help Indiana get to where they want to. And so I don't put anything on the back about what the height, weight, speed restriction really is. Obviously, we're going to evaluate all the people that we can, and we're going to try to get the best person to get this team to the top.
Kevin, and then Dustin.
Yeah, Coach, welcome to Indiana, first and foremost. Kevin Brockway from CNHI. And I've been to Canton before for the Emmett Smith's NFL induction, so I know it's you probably went there many times, the Hall of Fame and so forth. But I'm just curious about your NFL experience. And you talked about different running backs, and you worked with Chris Johnson in Tennessee, a little kind of a smaller speed guy, and then Saquon Barkley, more of a power guy. Just your experiences in the NFL working with those two running backs and what you can bring to Indiana from that standpoint, your NFL experience.
Well, obviously, I'm going to try to dig deep on all the experience I've had, specifically the last two guys you mentioned. Obviously, one guy was a 2,000-yard rusher, and as I had mentioned, I only got him to about 1,350. So the year I got a chance to coach him, but he's a tremendous player. And like with all offenses, we're going to try to find out the best thing that the guys who are playing, that things they do well. Chris Johnson, for example, had tremendous speed. So we really emphasized a lot of outside plays because he could circle the defense and then find the cut running lane and go. And then Saquon, when I had him back with the Giants, Saquon's kind of a man of everything. He can run inside, he can run outside, but he had great vision. So sometimes we found ways just to get him the ball deep and let him make good decisions. So they come in all sizes. I've been on teams with Eddie George, big physical guys. That works. I've been on teams with Adrian Peterson, okay, with the Vikings. That really worked. He was actually the MVP the year I was there. So I don't care what their background is, but they have to be good enough and dynamic enough to help us keep balancing our offense. And obviously, you always are looking for a guy that can be great in all three phases: running, pass protection, and catching the ball.
Dustin and Keegan.
Dustin DePirac, Bloomington Herald Times and Indy Star. Welcome to Indiana again. Just taking what you just said, how do you expect this to sort of translate backwards? I mean, obviously you've been coaching NFL running backs. I think the last time you actually coached college running backs directly was, I think, the 80s, if I'm not mistaken. What do you think goes backwards, basically? How do you think it's different? Obviously, it's different sizes of rosters, stuff like that. What translates, and what do you expect to be an adjustment about being back in the college game?
I think the biggest difference between the colleges and the pros, obviously, is the amount of time that you're able to spend with your players. And obviously, most college players have not matured to the max that they're going to be at. So therefore, I feel strongly, I always have, because I've been asked this question numerous times, how much pro film do you show because you have a nice long pro background? And I'll use some when needed. However, I don't believe I need to train a college player on what exactly you do in the pros. The keys are fundamentally sound, protecting the ball, protecting the quarterback, and able, obviously, to make significant plays in the critical situations, third down, red zone, 2-minute, 4-minute, those kind of things. And if they're fundamentally sound and they can help us move the chains so you can make more third down conversions, so you can have the ball more, so you can score more, that's what happens. So the fundamentals, though, from the college player to the pro player and the types of drills do not change. It's just you're not obviously going to have them as advanced as you would with a pro player. That's kind of my answer to that.
Keegan, that's on.
Hey, Coach. Keegan Nixon with Rivals.com. I don't know, have you gotten a chance to look at the running back room here? I know there's been a lot of turnover with recruits coming in and transfers coming in. What stuck out to you about the guys you're going to coach this year?
I've only gotten the chance to watch them work a little bit, so I really don't know their history. I don't know a ton about them, but as when I got a chance to visit with them, I told them that's good for them because I don't necessarily see they're good, but I also might not see they're bad. So the bottom line, it is a clean slate. So, and I made that very clear. They all have ability. I want them all to have a chance to play. I've yet to see a football team that had 13 backs or whatever. We don't have that many, but play at the same time, and they all want the ball. I want them to want the ball. If they don't want the ball, they shouldn't be in my room. But by the same token, I'm going to give them the opportunity to prove that they can help our team get to the top of the Big Ten, and that's the bottom line. And again, as I've mentioned before, running, pass catching, blocking, all three phases are critical, along obviously with the ball security. That's what I have emphasized my whole career, and most of the numbers from where I've been have kept that down, which gives you a better chance to win. Doesn't guarantee it.
Tommy Jackson.
Greg, you are obviously all these kids are new to you, and you are new to them. But how much does it help the fact that that so many guys in that room are new to Indiana? I mean, I think there's 6 guys who, between the recruits and the transfers, who are new to Indiana as well too, where you all will sort of be learning each other all at the same pace.
Yes, I think that's very accurate. I know that's true for me coming into a different type of offense that we don't have the same terminology. And anytime you take any offense, regardless of philosophy, and you have different terminology, there's always a learning curve. So I have to go through that learning curve, so I understand how they have to go through that learning curve. So I would just say, you got an open slate, like I told them. I don't have any preconceived notions. Tall guys, short guys, fast guys, really fast guys, guys who run over guys. We're going to get the best guys out there that we can that can help our team win. And that stays consistent. And I have been able to relay to them that I've seen all types from where I've come from, both in the college and the pro game. So just show up, play, compete, best guy wins.
Jackson.
Hey, Coach. I was curious, what about Coach Allen, his message to you really drew you to Indiana? What about him really made you happy to come here?
Well, I love his passion. 2 years ago, when I was an analyst for Maryland, I actually came here, and I watched them run up and down the field on us, and we couldn't move the ball. And they obviously Indiana did a great job that day. But the thing I noticed more than that is I said, look at that coach over there from that team. He is up and down, high-fiving his team, saluting them, cheering them on. I said, that guy coaches with energy. He would be a great guy to coach for someday. And, whatever. I just kept on going about my business. And so when the opportunity came here, when things happened, I said it was a blessing for sure. Again, love the conference. Love what he's all stands for and what he's all about. His values, and a lot of things are similar to my values. And so I just thought this is a good fit and something that I think I wanted to do. And I'll mention again, Maryland, where I was at before, one of the big things that happened there is being away from the game. When I went back to Maryland, I recaptured my passion I thought that I always had for college football. Even though I'd been away from it, I still think it was always my first love. So I said, this is just right. It's teed up right. Now, unlike my golf game, I might not hit it straight, but I'm going to try to hit it right. Okay.
Greg, you have history with Mark Deal, who's been around Indiana for a long, long time. You guys coached together way back when. So how much did you pick his brain when all this was going on?
Well, I had to rely on the real deal quite a bit. He is a fabulous man. He has been talking about Indiana and the Indiana Hoosiers football team, basketball team, baseball team, soccer team, you name it, he talks about it. And so I've been hearing about how wonderful this place is from him for years. So knowing a guy like that really made me comfortable because I know if I asked him a question, he's going to shoot it straight, and he absolutely did. I also was blessed and fortunate enough to work with Aaron Wellman, the strength coach here, for a couple years with the Giants, and I know what he's all about, and he'll shoot it straight too. So I had two contacts, people I really trust at the top of their game, and they were obviously a big part of the decision with having the chance to come here to Indiana, along with, again, like I said, Coach Allen. That was huge. And then, like I said, the lower the Big Ten was, I got 4 good factors going right there.
Justin and Kevin.
So your predecessor in this job, Dylan McCall, had a philosophy that he talked with us a lot about it in terms of how he built a room. Basically, he said he had sort of basically jobs that you could win. There was a starting job, but there was also the third down guy, the third and long guy, the gadget guy. Do you have a similar philosophy in terms of how you like to build a room, I guess, especially to kind of divide up labor so your starter isn't getting sort of all the carries and give him some spots and give other chances?
I would say, I would answer this. I haven't even gotten that far because right now I'm just getting into the playbook. But really more of that's probably going to come from how our offensive coordinator sees using the backs. Some guys are guys that like to have 1 or 2 guys. Some guys like to have multiple guys, and I'm going to defer to whatever he's used to. I personally have gone both ways. I've been on the team where we've had a lead dog, like I said, MVP lead dog. I've been on the team that has had a Rookie of the Year. So when you have a significant player like that, then you have to make the decision, do you want them on the field a lot, but then how can you get them rest? And I've also been on teams that there's been a lot of guys that have shared the load, and we still got our numbers. It just wasn't for one guy. So I think that decision's yet to be determined. I think right now, coming in as we get our offense together, the biggest key is to make sure we're on the same page, we're speaking the same language, and we're going to bring that together so we can have the kind of football team offensively that we need to be.
Kevin, you asked me for Greg.
Yeah, and I was going to ask Coach about, Walt Bell, the offensive coordinator, because I know he coached at Maryland. I didn't know if you knew of him, any background when he was there. And just that corroboration, the importance of that with him and with Darren Hiller in terms of, getting the run game going, because, this is a pretty, you face a lot of physical front lines, particularly in the Big Ten East. How do you get it kind of charged up where you guys are together on the same page and maybe get the production up?
Well, again, I would definitely say that is a work in progress. I've been here an extremely short time. So as the offense is being formed, I'm kind of coming in more in the back end, but they're going to ask me questions because I have some experience with some stuff. But the key is, without a doubt, I've learned because I've been around so many strong coaches. And here's what I have learned in general. The running back coach has got to have the best friend on his team to be the offensive line coach, because you want to make sure you are in step with them, because how you're going to set your blocks up, which is a huge thing for me, is imperative. And so because I've been so much on that offensive side of the ball, I kind of, for a lot of times, know how everything works, what we're going to do, how these blocks are going to get executed, and where the holes could be in the defense. But I don't coach robots. I just tell the backs, for the most part, this is your I'm giving you the piece of the puzzle. You can put your puzzles together as you see fit, and then you can go out and make plays. But I don't like to coach a robot for the back and tell them you have to do this. I've learned that's not a good situation. Sometimes you overcoach them and take away their natural ability. But the bottom line, I got to understand how you block them. And there's there's different ways to attack teams, but the bottom line is this makes sure my footwork, quarterback's footwork, offensive line's footwork, tight end's footwork are all one same page. That's how you have good running games. That's what you want to make that happen. And so that's going to be a work in progress for us to get that happen.